I figured it out. Yesterday I uploaded this video that went absolutely viral about this mob that I found while playing the Re-Console mod pack with my cousin. Now, I mentioned that I downloaded the mod pack and I also added a couple other mods on top of that, and while playing the mod pack I came across this weird thing in the caves that has since been dubbed the Scrimbler by some, that just shook violently and exploded into a structure, and it was a whole weird thing. Go watch the video if you want to learn the full situation, I guess. But the whole video was just kind of scratching my head, figuring out what this could be. And while editing that video, I came across a reel by a guy named Luke who discovered the same thing while he was playing, while he was streaming a modded version of the game. And this was like a revelation. You know, somebody else has found this thing. I'm not insane. I did message him. He hasn't responded, at least at the time of recording this, so I just decided I'd have a look again myself, and I figured it out. I found out what mod it is. So if you remember what Luke mentioned in his video, or in his reel, where he said that he installed a mob, a mod for the mutant mobs and some mods or a mod for cool weather effects. I theorized that this cool weather effects could be the Weather and Tornadoes Remastered mod. Turns out I was right. I don't recall if I ever checked the files of the mod at all, but I did do it today, and lo and behold, I found it. So if we go over, I went ahead and opened the, so I went ahead and extracted the files of the mod and opened it here in IntelliJ, and this isn't really going to give the best idea as to what exactly is going on, because of course doing it this way you don't get the full picture, like you don't really get to see all the ways they've done stuff, but it gives us a general idea. So if I head over to net over here, and then I head to entity, there are two mobs here that I recognize, the Breezling and the Flying Fish. These are from the mod. I know these. You can come across these while playing the mod. In the random tab, there is something about the Greater Hoglin. I came across this one while using the summon command to see if I could spawn the other one. And it's not used in any way, but it's just part of the mod for some reason. But right below that is the Waddler, whatever. Now, if you remember, I mentioned that it spawned in a Wither Skeleton called the Shrine Guardian that just kept launching Silverfish at me, and there you go. Guardian Silverfish Gold. That pretty much gives it away. Now, of course, yeah, like I said, because I extracted everything, I'm not able to see all these classes and whatever, or the methods. It's all just kind of invisible, but this gives it away. The mob is called the Waddler. It's got all of its stuff here. And better yet, if I actually go into a zip file of the mod and head into assets, then we go Weather Classic, and then we go sounds, Waddler. It's got all of its sounds here. So check this out. I'm going to go ahead and play the live sound here. Do you remember how I mentioned that this thing made the same noise as the Terraria salamanders? There you go. That's literally it. That's the noise. And it's got a whole bunch of others, like this weird giggle sound. I remember hearing this too. This was weird as hell. Yeah, and the hurt sound, same as the Terraria one, once again. So there you go. The myth has been debunked, I guess. I finally figured out where this is from. What now? I don't know. I think my current thing is just trying to figure out why this thing is even in this mod. I wanted to actually mention, I'm working on a mod review for this mod, but Weather and Tornadoes Remastered, because I just think it's a really cool mod. It's a remake of one of my favorite mods from the old versions, that being Weather and Tornadoes. And I've actually been working on like a proper mod review of this that should be out in the next week or so. But now I'm just sitting here thinking, do I mention this? Like, do I have a dedicated section for the Waddler? Because this isn't something like the Greater Hoglin, which is another mob that's in the mod, that you can't come across as far as I'm aware. It's something that you can come across. Maybe you can come across the Hoglin, I'm not sure. But the interesting part about this mob is, unlike the Hoglin, this thing doesn't have a summon command. So I'm in here in the instance that I made for the mod review itself. I'm going to go ahead and just load into the, just into a world. Let it do its thing. And I'm actually in the caves right here because I was flying around and seeing if I can come across this thing again. But if I go ahead and do summon, and then of course it's from Weather Classic, so you do Weather Classic, or well, Weather Remastered. The mod used to be called Weather Classic, that's why it's like this. Anyways, you've got all of these here. You've got Breezling, Debris, Flying Fish, Greater Hoglin, Moving Block, Spout, Stage 2, Stage X. Now, Breezling is one of the mobs that's something you can come across naturally. Debris is simply just, you know, block debris. Oh, I spawned in a Breezling. Hold up. Debris is literally just, you know, flying blocks that tornadoes can pick up. And yeah, the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Spout is a water spout, Stage 2 is a Stage 2 tornado, and Stage X is a Stage X tornado. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna actually just do that. Sorry if the screen was... Apologies if the screen was flickering right there. I didn't mean for that to happen. Had the wrong display thing on. But anyways, long story short, no mention of the Waddler here. The Greater Hoglin is here. And I'm not doing this right. Gee, okay, well, it's suffocating, but there it is. It's there. It's in the mod. Now, I'm gonna fly around a bit, and I want to actually see if I can come across this, because my current goal is I found what this mob is. I just want to maybe have a look through the code if I can somehow figure out its like spawning parameters, like if there's a certain way for this thing to spawn, or if it just spawns in completely randomly in a dark cave or something. But alongside that, I want to also contact the mod developer, because what the fuck is this thing doing in a tornado mod, you know? It's super confusing, and yeah, once again, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this when I make the review for this mod, but that's it, really. I just want to come on here and I guess update the 3 people who watched the last video about this situation. So yeah, mystery solved. Not completely though. Still want to figure out why it spawns or why it's even in the mod. But anyways, thanks for watching.